Welcome back to GCTV, everybody. Welcome back to the Club Campo de Villa here in Madrid, the end of Stage 5 of the Longines Global Champions Tour. What a night that was. What a performance that has been from Christian Kuk and Checker. And the crowd, if there is ever an audience, a crowd that comes to the party. And of course the fact that Eduardo Alvarez is in the jump off, the final man to go with Rockefeller, this hero in the city of Madrid. The atmosphere here is very, very difficult to describe and portray through the lens. Having the privilege of being here, watching it, feeling it, seeing all these people cheer and whistle and cry for Aznar was one of the biggest moments of the weekend. We will show you what happened with Eduardo Alvarez Aznar, I'm afraid. The podium celebrations are getting underway. We'll join that in a few moments' time. Yes, tonight is Christian Kuk's night. Yes, tonight is the night of the German. A golden ticket in his back pocket now for the GC playoffs in Riyadh later this year. But it is going to be a balance of telling that Eduardo Alvarez story and the Christian Kuk story. The three riders are being brought in. Let me show you some visuals of the top three making their way into the arena as we prepare for those podium celebrations. Michael van der Vleuten going all the way down to the wire in that 2023 LGCT season race. And Gilles Thomas, the young Belgian, winning in Shanghai, going on to jump again beautifully here. A double clear once more on Hermitage Calon. He has now made it back-to-back double clears in LGCT Grand Prix, making up some big championship points as well, by the way. A lot of people praised him heavily, and rightly so, after Shanghai for that wonderful performance. People describing him as the brightest young rider in the world. Well, he's followed that up with another double clear, more championship points, and yet another Longines Global Champions Tour podium finish. Let's show you the results, remind you as those top three and the rest of the jump-off made it in, how it all ended between the 8 riders in the jump-off. As we mentioned, Christian Kuk in first place, Michael van der Vleuten in second, and Gilles Thomas in third place. 8 riders in the jump-off. And this is how it ended. Marco Kutscher in 4, Philip Weishaupt and Zinedine in 5, Laura Kraut, Eduardo Alvarez Aznar, and Rodrigo Carrasco making up the jump-off places. The good news for Eduardo Alvarez Aznar, we'll give you more details on this, but the good news is that he holds on to the championship lead. More on that later. Let's go join the top 3 for the podium celebrations here in Madrid.
Who has won here already, Michael van der Vleuten with Verdi, now with Beauville Z NOP to come second. But the win for the man from Warendorf, now based in Riesenbeck. It's Christian Kuk with Checker to win the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Madrid. That's a genuine smile there. That's genuine and honest happiness from an ambitious rider. As everybody will now be standing for the German national anthem. Wir Hymne, das Deutschlandlied, the German national anthem for the German winner, Christian Kuk and Checker. Checker, bred by Wolfgang Kipp, signed by Comilfo himself, a Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix winner out of the mare Pamina by Command and Baloubet du Rouet. It is Jan Tops presenting the trophy now to Gilles Thomas, who came third here. Gilles Thomas, winner, of course, of the Global Champions League alongside John Whittaker. He takes honors now here on the podium. Hermitage Cologne, bred by Magali Dessal. And Hermitage, owned by Joris van Dijk. Second trophy goes to Michael van der Vleuten. Javier Revuelta, president of the Spanish Equestrian Federation. And this is Elena Orozco as band manager of Longines in Spain. She will present the watch to Christian Kuk. And not to forget Beauville Z, bred by Pascal Abetz and owned by Marta Ortega Perez. Beauville gezangenheid gelding by Bustique, Jules Pierrefontaine and Andy Amo Z. But the Grand Prix trophy comes out of royal hands. It is the Duchess of Lugo. It is Infanta Elena Maria Isabel Dominica de Silos de Borbón de Grecia. That's a full name. She is the first child and eldest daughter of King Juan Carlos and Queen Sofia, and the eldest sister of the current King of Spain, King Felipe. Look at that trophy. Gran Premio de Madrid. Just like the Copa del Rey, it's a trophy that resides here in Madrid. His name will be added, and there are some big names on that list. This Grand Prix has been held since 1907, ladies and gentlemen. In more recent years, Ben Meer with Explosion have won. Reatou with Ening, Diniz with Winning Mood, Van der Vleuten with Verdi. And in earlier days, Grout with Anthem, Skelton, Philibbards, Beat Menley, and even Hubert Bourdi have won the Grand Prix here in Madrid. Tradition means that the champagne bottles get uncorked, and Kuk just lets it happen. The sweet, sweet taste of champagne for Christian Kuk, for Checker, for his grooms, for the team in Riesenbeck. Riesenbeck, of course, upcoming stage on the Longines Global Champions Tour calendar. Next, of course, is Saint-Tropez and Cannes. But mid-July, we'll go back to the Beerbaum stable, to beautiful Riesenbeck and to the beautiful castle. And a beautiful facility that is called Riesenbeck International. Kuk wins and goes to Riyadh as a Super Grand Prix contender. Van der Vleuten will have to come back and fight another day. Gilles Thomas has already claimed his golden ticket for the Super Grand Prix in Riyadh this year after that win in Shanghai. 2 weeks break, ladies and gentlemen, to catch our breath, to pick ourselves up, dust us off and reorganize for Plage Pamplon, the Longines Athena Onassis Horse Show, the 5th stage of the season, where Edu Aznar will once again be championship leader. And that being said, ladies and gentlemen, from all of us, in front and behind cameras, thank you very much for watching. It was once again a fantastic weekend of top-level sport. Thank you for watching, and we cannot wait to have you with us again and once more for the next stage in 2 weeks' time in Saint-Tropez. From all of us, thank you very much, and bye-bye.
Spanish night belongs to a German, and that German is Christian Kuk and Checker, winners of the 2024 Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Madrid. What a result for him, what a performance from him. We'll take a look at that, we'll take a look at the rest of the podium. Gilles Thomas once again on, Michael van der Vleuten getting on as well. And after that wonderful championship run in 2023, Michael van der Vleuten raising his head once again. But spare a thought for Eduardo Alvarez Asna. Spare a thought for the weight of expectation, the pressure on those shoulders to try and deliver in front of this expectant crowd. We're going to try and bring Eduardo into the studio to praise him, to thank him for this performance, to give him an opportunity to talk us through what happened and what it felt like to jump and be around all of these local Spanish fans that have come out to the Club Campo de Madrid here in the city. It has been a magical night, but let's start by showing you the incident. This was the moment that had the biggest reaction from the crowd all weekend long. Eduardo Alvarez Asna and Rockefeller pushing for a victory in the jump off, the last pairing to go. And at this time, I get the feeling that he was quicker than Christian Kuk. And here he makes the approach, turns around, goes around the big famous water jump, gets into the Madrid, and that's where it happens. Remarkably, Rockefeller does not make the jump. And we bring the man in to have a word with us, have a comment with us as we take a look at the moment that stopped Spanish hearts here in Madrid. But like a true champion that he is, we bring Eduardo Alvarez Asna into the studio. Eduardo, I feel for you, the Spanish people feel for you. Talk to us about, before we get into anything, what was it like today to receive the support that you did from Madridistas here today?
Unbelievable show, no? The whole weekend, all the people from Madrid create a fantastic atmosphere here in the show. Yesterday in the King's Cup it was unbelievable, and today the Grand Prix, what can I say? They were supporting all the Spanish people, and it was a fantastic competition with a fantastic crowd.
How do you deal with the weight of that expectation that everyone is hoping and wishing that you go on to win?
Well, you always like the support, and especially when you're at home. But okay, today I really felt in the first round all the support. In the second round I was really concentrated. I couldn't hear the cheering and everything, but okay. It's the sport is like this, and it's a fantastic venue like in Madrid with these people supporting all the riders. It was unbelievable.
The sport is like this, and you lose more than you win in the world of show jumping. We know that. Can you take us through the incident? Are you able to tell us maybe what happened, what went wrong?
Yeah, okay, I haven't watched the video yet, but my feeling was that I was a bit in the angle and a bit deep distance. And I think that the horse got a bit confused there. It was completely my fault. I should have opened a little bit more the turn and have a forward distance, especially knowing him that after going a little bit forward, it's very difficult for him to collect. And okay, it's direct, it's like this, and these things can happen. It's a shame that happened here in Madrid, and in the shape that the horse is now and jumping the great he is, I think that soon he's going to have, again, a fantastic result.
The positive news, the good news, is that in Miami, I put that armband on your arm. You went through to Mexico. You weren't in Shanghai, but the stage, Mexico, Shanghai, now into Madrid. The good news is Eduardo Alvarez Asna leads the championship, and you've extended that lead to now 23 points. So I know there is disappointment today, but this is a really positive sign for the overall championship. This must still be a great silver lining at the end of a difficult jump-off.
Yeah, exactly. I was aiming to be in the jump-off today.
Yep.
The horse jumped very good, and like he has been doing in the rest of the competitions of the Longines Global Tour. So extending these points gives a little bit of breath for the next shows. And okay, but I cannot sleep. The horse, I need to keep going and try to have a good result. Another podium would be great.
Are you starting to think about a championship win? Is that becoming a realistic thought in your mind?
Well, why not? The horse is jumping very good. I'm going to use him for this kind of competitions now. He feels very comfortable in this situation. So, and especially having these points now, I need to keep going.
Yeah, will we see you in Saint-Tropez?
Yes, I go to Saint-Tropez and normally Monaco.
Okay, we'll have another chat in Saint-Tropez, I have no doubt. Eduardo Alvarez showing us the mental strength of these riders as well, to be able to deal with that pressure, to deal with the expectation, and extend his championship lead now to 24 points. Dan Strange is with Michael van der Vleuten.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Michael, second place here in Madrid, your best result of the season. What are your thoughts after the jump off?
Yeah, I thought I got a very smooth jump off. My horse Beauville jumped fantastic today. I must say Christian also really got a great jump off. He took all the risk, and his horse is very quick over the ground. Also my horse. But we just couldn't make it to beat him, but I'm very pleased with this second place.
How aware of timing were you? Because over the first part of the course, you were up on time just about. Did you feel like anything went wrong in the back end of the jump-off, or was it purely down to pace, which you just mentioned?
No, okay, my horse has always a little bit of a drift to the left, and the second last jump, he was a little to the left, so that means I get automatically a little bit more the outside turn. And I saw Christian took really a lot of risk to the last jump. He really kept on going. Maybe my distance was a little bit holding, a little bit waiting. Maybe I lost it to the last jump, but that's how it goes. I mean, but yeah, as I said, my horse jumped fantastic, and we just missed the spot for the Super Grand Prix. But hopefully, you know, the other in the season we can make it.
I was going to say a massive haul of points from here. You're now up to 5th in the LGCT. So the season, despite not winning yet in a LGCT Grand Prix, is going really well for you.
Yeah, because of this second place, I moved up quite a lot in the ranking now, and I saw the points are very close together. So all the possibilities are still possible.
Michael, thank you so much for your time. I know you've got a plane to catch, and well done in your second place.
Good, thank you very much. Good.
Mark, back over to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Dan Strange. Big smile on the face of Michael van der Vleuten, back onto an LGCT podium, championship points for him. And can he look to try and pick up again where he left off in 2023? And how nice it is to have Eduardo Alvarez come into the studio. You can imagine the weight of expectation for him to jump in front of this crowd, the disappointment, but to come here, own up to it, and take, as we say, an extended championship lead. There is still a big silver lining for Asner here in Madrid. But it's all because of this man. It is all because of Christian Kuk, who comes to Madrid, breaks local hearts, and wins the LGCT Grand Prix of Madrid. Christian, how are you feeling after such a wonderful performance?
Yeah, I feel proud somehow and very happy, very proud of my horse. He's doing an incredible job over the last months. It's hard to say, but he keeps impressing me day by day. And I said it earlier, I came here with a very good feeling. I really like that show. It's an unbelievable, beautiful arena. Such an enthusiasm crowd, and it's a pleasure to ride here anyway. And I was really looking forward to be really good in the Grand Prix. I mean, as a sportsman, I always like to win, so I was trying my very best. The jump off actually went very, very good. I had a few good ones with Checker in the last months already, so I knew we can be competitive, and it worked everything how I wanted it in the end. So I'm the happy winner tonight.
During the first round, I came to do a social media piece in the warm-up ring, and I had a chat to you after you had just jumped clear. And I suppose everybody is different, and maybe some riders are more energetic, some are more calm. I was very blown away by how calm you were after just jumping clear. The jump off was coming. Can you talk to me about your mindset at the end of round 1 to round 2? Like, what is the process? What do you go through in your head when you are in the warm-up waiting to come out for the jump off?
Yeah, I think first of all, I still had a smile on my face.
You were very, yeah, absolutely. No, you weren't serious. You were very happy, but it was the calmness that I noticed. I thought maybe you'd be ready to go, and you felt and looked so easy.
Yeah,
so
no,
easy.
I mean, I knew there is, it was only halfway through, so it was a bit of time till the jump off, and I wanted to stay a little bit relaxed. I need that pressure a little bit right before the jump off. When I go in the ring, I need to be a little bit on. But when we talked, it was a bit too early, and I was still smiling about my round. I mean, the first round was already impressive, how he jumped that, how easy he made that look. So, yeah, that was the moment we talked. And but in the end, don't worry, when I went in the ring, the pressure was on.
Can we talk about the jump-off size, the field? Because last year we know there was the memorable no jump-off, Edwina Tops-Alexander winning with no jump-off. We were a little bit concerned. We know how Santiago Varela builds. Maybe it wasn't going to be big. Were you surprised by 7 or 8 riders in the jump-off on what looked to be very tricky?
Yeah, no, honestly, I expected the number, something around that. I mean, you're right. The last years we did not really have jump-offs here with many riders. But we all know that it's a very tough course here on Sunday evening. I think for me he did an incredible job. I felt like that he knew that maybe in the last years it was every now and then a bit too tough. So we did not really have so many riders, or we actually did not really have a jump-off at all. But I felt when I walked the first round that he had that in his head. It was a tough class, but still very fair. And I thought it would be between 5 and 8 clears. We had 8 in the end, which is, I think, kind of a perfect number for an exciting jump-off. So, yeah, we have to say he showed once again why he's one of the best ones and why he's building the Olympics this year. And he's really, really building for the sport. And that's what my feeling was. It was not crazy big and wide.
Yeah.
The horses did not really have to try over their hard. It was manageable, but it was technical here and there, especially the last line with the double of vertical was very tricky. So the concentration had to be all the way along there, and but that's how he's building, and I have to say I really like the way he's building courses.
You cannot win an LGCT Grand Prix without risk. You have to put the risk in.
There's no other
That
way.
third loss to the double of verticals. Talk to me about what your approach was, what was in your mind, because I feel like there was a lot of risk there where you wanted to really try and cash in.
In the jump of the third last vertical, yeah, exactly.
That felt to me was a really big turning point.
I had the feeling that's going to be kind of a joker in that jump off, because it was an ugly, very tall vertical. Somehow in the middle of nowhere, you had not really a turn, but an angle, and then a long way. I thought in the beginning, okay, probably I have to be a little bit careful there, but then I started the jump off good, but not crazy on it.
Yeah.
And I felt like he really paid attention to what I did. And when I jumped the double, I just felt like, okay, I could take risk here now, probably more than
now
the
it
other
opened
ones.
up, yeah.
Exactly, and then I landed after the double, and I just went to the vertical, and the way he jumped it gave me such a good feeling that I knew, okay, now just go full speed home. Because I had the feeling I wasn't probably the fastest in the beginning, but then I think to the last, how he galloped down like on the racetrack to that vertical, and the way he jumped it was incredible.
Okay, we're going to ask you to commentate your round in a moment, but if I'm not mistaken, Gilles Thomas, we have some reaction from him, the young Belgian who once again gets onto an LGCT Grand Prix podium, winning in Shanghai, and then goes through and gets onto the podium. We'll hear from him in a few moments' time. But Christian, put on your Frederick de Backer hat. We're going to play your round for you, and I want you to take us through this jump off. What was going through your mind? Let's play the jump-off round of Christian Kuk and Checker going on to be victorious here in Madrid. These were the winning moments of Christian Kuk's round.
Yeah, I knew actually that this jump-off won't be won by the first part, actually. I had a good shot here to number 2, but not crazy. The 5 strides were kind of normal for everyone. Then here I had a good turn, but also not too much risk to that vertical. Then I did kind of a bit steady 9 here to the double, actually. In the end, they were going for 8 there. But now I knew I have to go. So I was landing here, and I was just going to that vertical, a bit on an angle. But you see how he jumped, it was incredible. I got a bit out here, but
it felt a little wider than the rest.
A little wider, exactly.
Inside. Yeah.
But I was still good. And then now, actually, I was just straight galloping down here to the last, you see.
At this time, how aware of the time were you? We know that Marco Kutscher wasn't very fast, so I know you were confident you were faster than the 53, but were you thinking that your final time? 45.85. Were you feeling like a 45 was going to be enough? Because there were still quite a few riders to come after the jump off.
I was hoping, and I was feeling that at least the other ones, they have to really go for it and try it. And, you know, then there's always a big risk to have one down. I said when I came out, top 3 should be possible. In the end, that I won, was my luck. That was just because the other ones had to take probably a bit too much risk. Like Philip, he went, I think, a little bit like me, but the horse is a bit unexperienced probably in that moment. So he had to take the risk, but he had it down. And then, unfortunately, Eduardo tried everything. And he had a misunderstanding on the second last Oxa, but these things will happen then if you have to risk everything. It happened to me also and on another day, and will happen on another day again to me, but yeah, today I'm the happy one. And
are you aware that with these maximum points, you go up to 3rd place on the overall championship rankings?
Okay, I did not have that in my head, but that's nice.
So I will tell you now that you now stand behind Max Kuhne. You're a couple points behind him. Eduardo Alvarez Asna goes on to lead. Does Christian Kuk jumping up to 3rd change anything? Mentality? Does it change some planning if you think about, hey, maybe all of a sudden I can put a push for the LGCT overall championship win? You normally have busy summers, so we expect to see you at the shows. There's opportunity, Christian, it's there for you.
Well, I mean, that's a goal for me from the beginning of the season, so that's not changing anything now. It just makes me happy and shows that me and my team, we did a good job and that we are in a good way. There's still many, many shows to come, so there's a few chances to win points and to lose points. Both will happen, but I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully climb a little bit up. And I finished 4th last year in the overall. I would like to finish
much higher,
at least top 3 this year. That's definitely a goal for me, and I have that kind of in my head, but it won't change anything in my plans for the shows. And then in the end, we will see what happens.
Before I let you go, this gets you a golden ticket. You go to the LGCT Super Grand Prix. You will jump in the playoffs in Riyadh. What is the expectation for Riyadh? What are you hoping for? What are you thinking is going to be there? Does Checker become the obvious choice? How do you begin to plan the season? But you know that there is a Super Grand Prix as well. What's the expectation for Riyadh?
Okay, I mean, right now it's a very good feeling that I have that ticket safe for Riyadh, so I know I go to Riyadh and I can jump the Super Grand Prix. This is always a nice feeling and puts maybe a little bit pressure off for the next Grand Prix. But right now in that moment it doesn't affect my show plans for that's so far away. It's in November and we are in May here. There's so many other shows before. There's the Olympics before. There is the overall for the teams and so many other things in between that it's too far away to say okay, I will take that horse for Riyadh because of the Super Grand Prix or this one not or whatever. I learned that sometimes it's better to go week by week, especially if you have such a busy summer like I will have in the next few weeks. So week by week, that's definitely the better way.
We love having you here. Congratulations. Your 2024 LGCT Grand Prix of Madrid winner, Christian Kuk and Checker, better than the rest. Have a golden ticket in their hand. They will go to the LGCT Super Grand Prix in Riyadh later this year. And he jumps up to 3rd, by the way, on the overall championship standings too. The night belongs to Christian Kuk. Let's take a break. We'll see you more.
Elegance is an attitude. Of course it is.
Welcome back to GCTV. Oh, some great reaction from Christian Kuk and Checker. What a night for them to win here in Madrid. Grab that golden ticket. And now he will continue to work very hard throughout the summer, earn those championship points, and try and keep the pressure on Max Kuhne and Eduardo Alvarez who still, despite a really disappointing refusal today, holds on to the championship lead. In fact, with Max Kuhne not getting into the jump-off, he even goes on to extend that lead even further. So, silver lining for Aznar. Well, as we continue with our reaction, let's hear from Gilles Thomas, the young Belgian, once again getting onto the LGCT podium after winning in Shanghai. Dan Strange is with Thomas.
We've got third place, Gilles Thomas here. Gilles, another amazing LGCT Grand Prix for you. Third place. What are the emotions right now?
Yeah, unbelievable. It's Hermitage first global Grand Prix, also first big 5-star Grand Prix. I knew we could do a double clear, but then also straight on the podium. Yeah, it's fantastic.
We spoke in the arena before the competition, and I said, you know, can you go double clear? Can you potentially win back-to-back LGCT Grand Prix? Okay, you didn't win today, but Hermitage Cologne is proving to be the superstar that this hype horse is being billed to be.
Yes, indeed. To be honest, he gives some pressure to us because, yeah, everyone is looking to him. But he's so good that he actually, when you start jumping, he takes the pressure away. He jumps clear after clear, also double clear in the team class, and now again double clear. So, yeah, I hope I can keep him in the same shape, and then I think we will have a nice season.
After Shanghai and your win there, everyone kept saying you're the brightest young star in world show jumping. You're backing that form up here. How much pressure comes with that?
Yeah, it's all pressure, I don't know. But yeah, it's nice. It motivates me to go one day back to the stable and work even harder. And also I must say, in Shanghai I was with Luna, now with Hermitage. I have yeah, very, very good horses in my stable. So I'm actually a very lucky rider at the moment.
You're sitting in fourth in the LGCT rankings. So looking ahead now, where will we see you next, and where will we see the likes of Hermitage Cologne?
My next global will be Cannes, not with Hermitage but with Luna. And then we will see. I also gonna do some Nations Cups with Hermitage, and so it will depend how the Nations Cups are going for what globals he still will do.
Gilles, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations on your podium finish today.
Thank you.
What a season this is turning out to be for Gilles Thomas. Having Hermitage Cologne and having Luna at his disposal, there is some real horsepower available for the young Belgian, who, as Dan Strange points out, now fourth in the overall LGCT standings. Just 1 point, in fact, behind Christian Kuk in third. All of a sudden, Gilles Thomas making a push for this championship in the middle half of the season becomes a real reality. This is how it looks now, as we said. Max Kuhne not being able to cash in today, missing the jump off and not making up much ground. But Christian Kuk jumps significantly. Gilles Thomas jumps significantly. Michael van der Vleuten jumps significantly as well. All of a sudden, Andreas Schouw, Julian Aketam and Michael Duffy falling a little bit behind the table. Simon de Lestre, Ben Meyer, some big names there, along with Edwina Tops-Alexander, and of course Nicolas Philipparts going on to win in Mexico City. So a lot of LGCT Grand Prix winners in and around the overall rankings. As we jump now from 17 to 24 as well. Marco Kutscher getting into the jump off, and he makes up some ground as well. So big championship points being dished out today here in Madrid. Frederick de Backer standing by, available for us to give us some closing thoughts, to give us some reaction. Frederick, thank you very much for joining us. Let's spare a thought for Eduardo Alvarez Aznar. I love the fact that he mans up, comes into the studio, talks us through it. It talks about the mental strength of the man. But that is a real heartbreaking afternoon for him and for everyone here in the Club Campo de Via as well, wasn't it?
I was so ready, Mark. I was so ready to celebrate the win or the podium, or at least for Aznar. I saw it happening. He had the pace, he had the speed, he had the time, and then drifted up to that Oxer of Madrid, and there it all went wrong. Pure heartbreak. The goosebumps that you had when the crowd was singing Volare, but when he came in and to support him. But that
heartbreak and the lack of emotion, just having no emotion left in you, being drained when you saw the refusal of Rockefeller de Play, Vilbois Margot and Aznar. You have to give it to him. There's not many riders that would come up into your studio and talk to you, because we know that we often ask riders for a reaction when things don't go super, and we know how often we don't get a reaction. So credits and hats off, not only for a fantastic weekend, but also to come up to you and talk to you.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. To go on and take up that spot talks about the mental strength of the man. A lot of talk about from the jump off as well, Frederick. I want to talk about Gilles Thomas and this Hermitage Cologne, knowing that Luna is in the background as well. Gilles Thomas looks really, really good for the season too. Let's talk about the young Belgian who was successful in Shanghai and proving again this weekend with another double clear. Gilles Thomas is becoming the young, dare I say not even young, the man of the moment this year.
Yeah, absolutely. If he wasn't the man of the moment last year or the years before, when he was, remember the fantastic finish in Miami with Luna, he's been doing some really good things, and now for it to come together with Hermitage, I don't think any of us, not even riders, can imagine the pressure that Gilles Thomas must feel. All eyes are on that horse. I mean, the phone does not stop ringing from big investors that want to buy that horse, but the stallion is preserved. Got really big ambitions and aspirations with Hermitage Cologne. So everybody's watching, everybody's looking, everybody's waiting for him to fail. But he doesn't, Mark. And I've lost, but I think it's now 20 rounds at meter 50, meter 55, now even meter 60. Never more than a single rail. And I think only 3 he finished on 4 penalties. The rest was clear, all on a time penalty. I mean, this is just sensational.
Absolutely sensational. Right, Frederick de Backer, we will let you go. Thank you for your closing thoughts here tonight in Madrid. The thoughts of Frederick de Backer, and giving heaps of praise on young Gilles Thomas and Hermitage Cologne. Back-to-back double clears in the LGCT season and up to 4th place on the overall championship rankings. Eduardo Alvarez Asna will go to Saint-Tropez with a championship lead that he has extended here today by making it into the jump-off. It will be yet another year of Madrid waiting for a Spanish hero to win on home soil. We say thank you, Madrid. We say good night, Madrid. And now we head off to the French Riviera, to Côte d'Azur. We will see you in a couple of weeks' time in Saint-Tropez. Good night.
To feel the breeze, the lightness of the sea, the sounds of the seagulls. This is where fashion meets fun, where suspense holds time captive, where the beating of my heart merges with the gallop. To win here is to conquer time.
The Longines Global Champions Tour of Ramatuelle Saint-Tropez from the 30th of May to the 1st of June.